Battling low energy, cravings, weight control, watching your health slip away? Listen up! There's a simple daily protocol they don't want you to know about that's helping people ditch their meds and reclaim their health. Up to 88% of Americans potentially suffer from some degree of insulin resistance. The Feel Great protocol is a simple two-step daily system designed to help your body work with you, not against you. Step 1. Unimate, a powerful yerba mate extract clinically shown to boost mood, increase mental clarity, and support fat burning. Step 2. A patented fiber matrix called Balance. Taken before meals, it helps regulate blood sugar, curb cravings, and support healthy insulin response. That's it. No crazy diets, no meds, just science-backed support your body actually understands. Feel Great is perfect for you if you have low energy, weight control, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, poor sleep, diabetes, snacking, sugar cravings, gut health, systemic inflammation. This isn't a trend, it's a transformation. Start today to reclaim your health with the Feel Great protocol.
Boston knew the march of boots long before the cry of freedom. Redcoats stood on every corner, rifles where our tools had been. Taxis crossed an ocean's water, tea and glass and paper taken. Most of us just bowed our heads, fed our families, paid our debts. Thought that silence bought us peace, but peace was never truly ours. Stand your ground, feel the change. Nothing breaks if they remain. Stand your ground, feel the change. Nothing breaks if they remain. One cold night outside the custom house, a crowd gathered, words turned sharp. Snowballs flew, then fear took over. A shot rang out, then 5 men fell. Dock workers, a rope maker, a boy. Blood ran red upon the snow. They called it tragedy, hailed a trial, then carried on as if untouched. After that, no tax felt small, each uniform a heavier weight. They weren't ruling, they were daring us to flinch or finally stay. Stand your ground, feel the change. Nothing breaks if they remain. Stand your ground, feel the change. Nothing breaks if they remain. Years later, the peace ships anchored, attached to force us to obey. Pay and kneel, refuse and suffer. We chose the night to make them pay. No speeches, no triumphant cheers, just men who remember the blood. We split the crakes in silent fury, let the harbor drink it all. At dawn the port was sealed, more troops arrived, the laws grew tight. We knew the cost before we acted, but silence had already faded. Stand your ground, feel the chain, dozen breaks if they remain. Stand your ground, feel the chain, dozen breaks if they remain. The shots in snow, the tea in water, neither ended tyranny. They only drew the final line, no middle ground, no turning back. I was an ordinary man, working worry day by day. But once you cross that line with others, history pulls you in its way. Stand your ground, feel the chain, nothing breaks if they remain. Stand your ground, feel the chain, nothing breaks if they remain. Stand your ground.
Booms incoming. How's it going out there, my fellow world patriots? Thank you for joining me on this fine Friday, February 27th, 2026. And that was a little bit of Enoch, which we will let him come on in and let us know what was going on here. But before we do, I think a little bit of introduction is in order before we get too much going in there. But our friend Enoch here had been queued just a few times in the many years over here. So let's pull him up on the screen and then bring him in for the old folks here, or for the folks. I don't want to call you guys old, but let's bring in Mr. Enoch here. I don't always bring you guys in too big on the screen. How is it going today, brother?
Hey, it's a pleasure to be here. It's a beautiful day up here in Michigan. Actually going to get into the almost 50 degrees, and you can feel the sun really hitting. It does something to your spirit. It does after a long winter.
Oh God, yeah. Tell me, we needed it for sure, dude. And I very much enjoy what you did here with this. It's almost, the kind of reminiscing on what the founding fathers went through in the past here. And I think a lot of people take for granted what we have nowadays, like the freedom that we have essentially in this country. And we look around to other countries, they simply don't have it, right? And then so, before we get too much more into your stuff, like into the music and the new stuff that you've done, let's just take a little trip down memory lane, because you did some awesome decodes over the years, posts, and just on, I think, is this the one that you had 6? I think you had 6 Qs on this one and 6 on the other one or something like that. But you've had many decodes that were highlighted by our favorite letter of the alphabet here. Like, if anybody's seen these type of pictures before, who makes those, Enoch? There we go.
Do you believe in coincidence? I was actually known as "Do you believe in coincidence?" Anon on the boards, because there was actually a time where didn't even have social media.
Really?
But no, I got queued over 30 times. I believe I probably hold the record. I got 9 times for just making simple zero delta graphics. But some of the more notable ones you have up on the screen, the corny decode, epic.
Yes.
I mean, like, how many times did that come back around? It was.
Yeah.
Yep.
Go right ahead,
So
brother.
I lost that account. This account's gone. I actually I lost my account January 8th, the same hour they got rid of Trump. And I've lost every appeal to get my account back. So I'm under Newsblast 17 now.
Wow. So
But
you
yeah,
never had to
this
get
is
this one back, right? Did you end up trying that new method that they said, like try for new
yeah,
parameters or whatever? Nothing, huh?
yep.
So all these posts
It's
are
all
gone
right.
now.
Yeah, it's all
Yeah.
right because like as a content creator, like I can keep doing what I'm doing. Like I don't need to rely on everything from the past. So I've been able to keep up with the news blast, which is something I do every day.
Absolutely.
Um, and that
It's
helps
right
keep
here.
people informed. A lot of people have work and families to take care of, and they can't be on the internet all day keeping up on everything. So the news blast is basically just covers the news from the previous day. In headline format, it takes less than 2 minutes to read, and you can be just as up to date as us. So,
Oh, dude, yeah, and that's very helpful too, right? And that's why I kind of felt like whenever I was uploading videos to YouTube, like I would go so much as to even cut like breaths out of my videos because it was just to keep everything short because I understand how important people's time is. And what you were doing too with the news blasts, like you said, is just kind of giving everybody the highlights of what's going on in a quick form manner. So I always enjoyed those. I didn't see this morning. I've been running around, but Bill Clinton's going there. What do you think, Enoch? You know, Hillary didn't know him. He didn't. Who's Epstein? Who? Like what? Who's that
I
guy?
mean, they're giving updates from a literal performance arts center.
Right?
Um, I mean, I don't know. I really don't know. I will report on what happens, but I don't really get into the whole speculation thing. I think I'm very analytical, and that helps me.
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
helps me. A lot of people do a very good job with speculation in that field as well. So, um,
Oh, believe me, we got our speculators here, but yeah, this is I've been enjoying this time for sure. And another thing too that you were doing and is the Magapalooza campouts. How those have you been doing those every year still as well?
I've been able to basically from the support from the News Blast, I use that to fund something I call the Megapalooza National Patriot Campouts. And I've done 13 of them now in 9 different states over the last 4 years.
Awesome.
And it's very important to me to facilitate a place where people can meet up in person. I believe that there's all the online arguments and drama. None of that gets discussed around the campfire, and you actually get to meet people for who they are. You can't be fake, for a whole weekend
That's awesome.
camping, out in the woods camping. So it's been something that I've loved doing, and like I said, I've done this uh, from from Washington Crossing, Pennsylvania, to all the way to Colorado Springs and Pikes Peak. And it's been an amazing event. It's actually one of my favorite things to do, and I'm going to do more of them this year. I just don't have them organized yet.
And yeah, dude, believe me, I wish I could get out there. Because one of the things I used to do with my grandmother, who was a tough, loving grandmother, but she was an army nurse in the army. And then when she got out, she was a nurse for the rest of her regular career. She used to take me and ended up being 6 kids, me, my 2 brothers, a couple of my cousins, and her sister used to take us up and down the East Coast of the United States, all over the place camping. And we used to love it, so that was one of my favorite things to do. And you're right. It takes the computer away. It takes the text messages away. It takes the impersonability, away. You know as well as I do. Like you could text message somebody and it comes off the wrong way, and it doesn't even come off the way you implied it to be. And it's like, oh, they took that as rude. Well, oh, maybe I could see how that. So yeah, face to face is always best. And yeah, you can tell if people are bullshitting you a lot easier in person, right? Especially when you're face to face.
It's just also like a fellowship, like the meals you share together. Um, it's a deeper connection that you can make with your fellow patriots, and just like they did in the 1770s.
That's awesome.
That's what drove. Honestly, the beginning sparks of the revolution were started in places like the Green Dragon Tavern and local churches, the Old North Church, for example. And so just meeting up in person, it's like I feel called to do that space shot. Like I
Yeah.
don't know, I can't really articulate why it is so important, but I feel it, and I want to bring it to everyone's doorsteps, and that's why I was trying to do with the campouts.
And you guys you have another one planned coming up for this summer already, or you just kind of?
Well, I do one every year, the weekend of my birthday, which is July 17th.
Nice.
Up here in Michigan, in Newaygo County, Michigan. That's the only one that I do reoccurring. Otherwise, I do pick states I haven't been to before. Like I've done Georgia, Tennessee, Kentucky, Pennsylvania, Colorado, Ohio, Michigan, Florida.
Dang.
Yeah.
Dang, that's awesome, dude. And so, what? Because we talked about this, and the first song that we played here, "Stand Your Ground," here is part of a collection of, I guess, songs, but you could also say they're in story form as well. So it's song form that actually helps kind of teach about the founding of our country. And I don't know if you want to take a couple minutes maybe to talk about some of the interesting things, or how you got into it, because we were talking before about your Durham dig, and there's a lot of weird things that maybe some folks in the chat didn't even know about obviously they know about the Durham boat, but like some of the other things we talked about before we hit the live button here that maybe some people don't know about. So anything you want to say about what prompted you to get into making this, or any of the cool things that were kind of mixing from yesteryear to today, I think was pretty cool as well.
Well, one of the things that I'm honored to present to your audience today is an album that I just created called Echoes of Liberty. We started the show with Stand Your Ground, the first song from the album. And I don't know if I want to call it a documentary or a musical or storytelling or even music. It's a combination of all. This is an experience. But with our 250th anniversary of our founding this year, I wanted to do something to tell the grittier, realer story that really exposes the price that was paid for our freedom. When we think about the American Revolution, many of us have fireworks, 4th of July, signing of the Declaration of Independence. But what I do through this album is tell it from the perspective of the people that were going through it and pretty much what they had to give up in order to fight for what now we take for granted. And I just wanted to tell that this is a very emotional 12 songs. And so today it's a little different than what you normally do on your show. And that's why I said I'm very honored that you're letting me present the album in its entirety to your audience.
Hey, that's what I'm here for, brother.
The Durham boat, the Durham boats, the ship, the Nancy, the Culper Spy Ring, John Bolton, Benjamin Talmadge connection, and the commander of the British forces in America, General Henry Clinton, H. Clinton. These stories will all be told actually on this album. So I could talk about them right now, but if I wait until afterwards, it might hit a little harder. So if you're listening right now, these are all songs you don't have to watch, but these videos have a lot of imagery that kind of make the lyrics hit a lot harder. So if you're patient and can want to experience this album, I would be honored, because like I said, I feel inspired. I feel like this album was inspired and I couldn't recreate it. And it ended up a lot more powerful than what I expected it to be. And that's why I'm going around trying to share this with as many people as possible.
That's awesome. All right, well, let's get into, let me just try to pull this graphic here so I can get a little bit better one. Oh, there we go. That's way too big.
All right, let me just, about the first song, Stand Your Ground was the first song on the album. It talked about the Boston Massacre and then the years leading up to the Boston Tea Party. And that's where we're at on the album.
Perfecto. All right, let's take, doesn't want to load. And we're going in right into, I'll pull you off here. We're going to go right into song number 2. As this one fades out, it goes right in. Bing. Here we go, guys. Oh, wait, you know what? I'm going to start this one over. Every time I load these things, I keep reading the site just so I don't play something while we're not wanting to hear it. But here we go, guys. Number 2, A Tankard for Liberty.
Yeah, I'm no Adams, no Revere, just a man with a mug and a will. But every revolution needs shoulders to stand on, and mine will do just fine until they fall still. scraping wild in the corner. Boots stomp the boards and a gambler shouts for luck as the hour grows darker and warmer. We laugh loud over bread and beans. Smoke curls thick in the rafters, but then voices hush, the back tables meeting. A revolution building. Maps are folded, names are whispered, warships counted out at sea. And through all the mirth, a tremor grows. Tonight freedom drinks with me. Raise your glass, the world is changing. Raise your glass, the world is changing. Yet to burn, Hancock pressing wax on a letter saying if the crown wants obedience, let them earn it. A rider from Lexington brings word that Gage is seizing guns. Someone jokes that the king can have them from our cold hands when the fighting's done. Yet the fiddle plays on and women dance, rum poured like mercy in every hand. But underneath the reels and reels there beats the heart of a restless land. Changing. Stories spread fast here, tea sunk in the harbor. The redcoats redder with rage. A sailor swears he saw river charting routes as if reading the future page. I clap shoulders with friends I may die beside. Though none of us say it aloud, we toast to the king, to the colonies, to lies we tell to calm the crowd. Someone shouts for another round. We oblige though our pockets are lean, for the green dragon gives courage that no tyrant can never take. Raise your glass, the world is changing. Raise your glass, the world is changing. Made by ordinary fools, blacksmiths, lawyers, sailors, thieves. We hold the faith the crown believes too small to matter, but we know a whisper here can overthrow an empire grown proud and blind. History forms inside the mind of men who dare to disagree, and so it forms inside of me. Raise your glass. Changing. The drummer boy isn't old enough to shave, but he swears he'll march to the fight. A widow patches uniforms beside the heart for liberty, she says every red night. I'm no Adams, no Revere, just a man with a mug and a will. But every revolution needs shoulders to stand on, and mine will do just fine until they fall still. The candles burn low, the arguments rise, dawn scratches gray at the door. We stumble into the cold, battle-bound hearts, knowing air won't shield us anymore. Raise your glass, the world is changing. Raise your glass, the world is changing. Freedom was not born on the battlefield, but here in the glow of the tavern flame, where men became brothers and courage became louder than fear, and hope spoke its name. So carve carve this truth into every age, into every soul born free. A nation begins not with armies, but with neighbors who dare to believe. Raise your glass. The world is changing and changed because we dare to raise it. Raise your glass. The world is changing and changed because we dare to raise it.
Bada bing. Okay, so we got that one, and that was basically about the, forming the alliances in the taverns and whatnot. Did you want me to play a couple in a row, or do you want to kind of stop after every one? Because I thought that was interesting, but again, the timing is so different as far as everybody kind of looks at history a little bit differently, and I think we need to have more respect for what they did, because remember, back then it was about, what, a little bit of tea, right? And if you put that against kind of what we're dealing with now, I mean, it pales in comparison, right? Like that was the tea compared to what we're paying now, essentially, was a very, very small piece of all of this. And then all of the other crap that they pushed onto us for the last couple of 100 years has gotten progressively even worse, right?
Absolutely. This song, A Tanker for Liberty, is exactly what happened. This is what started. This is the foundation of us having the resolve and that rebel spirit that we still have. We absolutely still have. I think all of us in this community would consider ourselves rebels still. The next two songs actually could be played back to back, because the next song is called Lanterns. And so we all know the story of the Midnight Ride. That's one of those romanticized stories, Paul Revere, Midnight Ride. Lanterns tells the story from the perspective of the people who lit the lanterns, and what the cost was for them to do that. And then the next song after that is called They Are Here, and it actually picks up with basically a farmer in Lexington being visited in the middle of the night by a midnight rider saying that, the redcoats are coming, and it's a story about Lexington and Concord. So the next two songs would be perfect to play back to back.
All right, let's do it. I'm trying to get this graphic in here. This OBS thing does this thing where it allows me to put a graphic in, but then it wants to crazily oversize it. Bree made a nice, beautiful graphic there, and she said too. Bree said, she goes, "If you ever need any help with any graphics, I'm here to help my my Michigan neighbor." So she's always good for the movement there. Appreciate Bree.
Awesome.
All right, let's play this one here, and then the one back to back with this one after this one. So here we go.
We waited in the tower of the old North Church, hands raw from climbing the beams. The smell of dust and damp rope heavy in the air, and Boston down below, quiet in the hold of the crown. Soldiers moving through the streets like wolves on patrol. The people pretending to sleep, nobody trusting tomorrow. We were not heroes, just coopers, sailors, stable workers, and sons of shop owners. Men without rank who worked long hours to scrape through each week. But we listen when the committees whisper, when the taxmen searched our trunks, when the soldiers took what they wanted and we promised if it came to force we would not break. We feared not for our mortal bones, but for our children's shame. Two lanterns wrapped in cloth waited on the table, all trimmed low so the flame would not flare wild. We watched the river first, then the bridge, then the shoreline. The redcoats had taken the boats, they were rowing across under the moon. Every second felt like judgment. We signaled fast, climbed the stairs, hung the lanterns high in the church window. No glory, no stirring music, only choking fear of a rope around the neck. If the petrol burst through the wooden doors, the law called it treason, we called it necessary. We feared not for our mortal bones, but for our children's shame. Down in the street, Revere waited with a borrowed horse. Not some perfect myth of legend, just a man who knew the route and had the nerve to take it. He looked once to the tower, saw the light, and he rode like punishment itself toward Lexington to warn the ones who stood ready to fight back. The city did not stay quiet for long. Dogs barked, doors opened, someone shouted, "They are coming." Then came the sound of hooves and boots and musket stocks, the early spark of a war that would take years to settle. And we knew the old life was gone forever. We feared not for our mortal bones, but for our children's chains. We feared not for our mortal bones, but for our children's chains. For our immortal bones, but for our children's shames. For kings who live in ocean off still rule through iron rains, and if one small flame could break their grip, then God himself would know that common men with righteous hearts will burn against the snow. We slipped out a side door once the lanterns dimmed. No victory in our steps, only the weight of walking towards something we could not escape. The crown would hunt for names, neighbors would disappear. Some of us would die in skirmishes unknown to history, unmarked graves, fields far from home. We feared not for our mortal bones, but for our children's shame. But the signal worked, the militia gathered. The first shot fired at dawn on the green. Not a glorious beginning, just fear, smoke, steel in a line that could no longer be crossed. Years later, some told stories of heroes and destiny, of pride and certainty, but we remember the night as it was. Cold hands, shaking breath, one chance to call the people away, and a lantern flame bright enough to change the world, even if the men who lifted it were lost to time. We feared not for our mortal bones, but for our children's chains. Now that you know the story of the lanterns, wait until you hear the story of the cannons. Now that you know the story of the lanterns, wait until you hear the story of the cannons. that you know the story of the Lannons. Wait until you hear the story of the Cannons. I was in the barn past midnight, lantern low, the cattle stirred, cold breath climbed the rafters. When I heard that sound, a horse runs hard without mercy, leather creaks and iron rings, and a voice cut through the darkness like a bell you cannot unring. He said redcoats march from Boston to Lexington before the dawn. They're coming for the powder, for the muskets hanging on the wall. No sermon, no declaration, just a warning sharp and plain. And the rider vanished back again into shadow, mud and rain. Wake the sons, wake the neighbors, wake everyone near. History don't knock politely, it whispers, they are here. We left with half-filled backpacks, kissed wives like borrowed men. Farm hands turned to militiamen before the sun came in. At Lexington, the grass lay red, redcoats stood stiff and tall. They fired like a Sunday drill. We learned that wasn't at all. We fell back toward Concord town, not broken, just unbound. We slipped behind the stone and trees where kings don't own the ground. They marched by drumming officers, straight lines, proud and neat. We answered from the hedgerows where the road bends at their feet. Wake the sons, wake the neighbors, wake everyone here. History don't knock politely, it whispers, they are here. While redcoats fought the road itself and lost men step by step, we moved 3 cannons out of sight with nothing left to bet. Steel-grown mud grabbed at every wheel, we froze at every sound. We hid the firepower like it was never meant to be found. One went down in a thicket tie, one slept beneath a well. One cannon stayed beside me like a secret I couldn't tell. They marched right past its hiding place, boots within a stone, and never knew the earth beneath had teeth of iron bone. Wake the sons, wake the neighbors, wake everyone near. History don't knock politely, it whispers, they are here. When Boston hungered hard for guns, we freed that buried steel, pulled it slow through frozen ruts till pain was all we'd feel. The mules gave up, the men broke skin, the road drank every strain. But mile by mile we bought that path with sweat instead of chains. We hauled that cannon into Boston on grit instead of wheels, and at Bunker Hill it told the crown how buried iron feels. History don't knock politely, it whispers, They are here.
Let's talk one time.
Dude, so yeah, that's why I was just kind of talking with Enoch. I'm like, got a lot of really good positive reviews saying how beautiful it is and how great it is. I was like, do you want to let it rock and roll? But yeah, I think it's actually definitely worth a minute to chat about those couple of videos, because that was I like that, dude. That was beautiful.
That was just two songs that just went really good together. Lanterns, They Are Here. I incorporated the story about hiding the cannons and bringing them. So Gage went to go seize guns in Lexington. We hid them, we fought back, and then we ended up bringing the guns to Boston, the exact opposite of what they wanted. So I just thought it would be good to highlight that little part of, like, you know, how we did the opposite of what they wanted. We didn't just say no, we did the opposite. But yeah, Space Shot, the next three songs, I believe, the next song is about the Battle of Bunker Hill, where this song left off at. And then we get into a 3-song set: Parchment, The Peril, American Crisis, and The Winter We Followed Him. If you want to play it all the way through The Winter We Followed Him, that'd be a nice stop,
Okay.
next pit stop.
So play 3 here in a row. Oh, well, what do we got here? As a coincidence, Hold the Line.
Yeah, that's the name of the song. Yes.
Oh, I know somebody who has a show called that.
Play Hold
on. Go ahead, bud.
Yeah, just again, the next pit stop will be if you want to stop before Watch the Water, and then we can just catch up on these next 4 songs.
Awesome.
But we can let the audience get into these. Thank you so much for your feedback also in the chat. I've never did anything like this before, so it's nice to see that positive feedback. Thank you.
That's awesome. Hold the line. All right, let's bring this bad boy in here, and we're gonna stop before we say Watch the Water, right? So after The Winter We Followed Him, we'll stop.
Yeah, stop before Watch the Water.
All right, let's pull this one up and get this bad boy ready. And again, Monday nights at 7 p.m. Hold the line, and here we go.
Smoke from the ships rolled in thick from the bay. Earth shook under cannon like judgment that day. Dirt, sweat, and powder burned hot in our lungs. Blood on our fingers, fear sharp on our tongues. We stacked our defenses from shattered brick walls. Heard the fifes of the British beyond the stone halls. And through fire and thunder, with our nerves wound tight, we waited for redcoats to march into sight. Take your aim, hold your fire till you see white of eyes. We will not break today and we will not compromise. We will not break today and we will not compromise. The redcoats advance like the tide of a storm, row after row in their merciless form. Our powder was thinning, our breath running short. Every heartbeat a hammer, every prayer a report. But no man beside me stepped back from the crest. If this hill was our grave, then we'd meet it with zest. Not for glory or vengeance or hatred we stood, but because freedom is paid for in sweat, bone, and blood.
cannonballs screamed like a judgment from hell. And every step back meant a friend who had fell. Yet through smoke and confusion, one truth held us still. We had drawn a line here on Bunker Hill. Hold the line, hold the line. Take your aim, hold your fire till you see white of eyes. We will not break today, and we will not compromise. We were born to stand free on this Bunker Hill. Hold the line, keep your heart, keep your will. Let the world know that liberty cannot be killed. Hold the line. Hold the line. The third wave came roaring with steel and with flame. We were running on courage, no powder remained. So with bayonet fury, we fought through the clash till the hill burned beneath us like thunder and ash. They took the high ground, but they bled for the claim. The cost of that victory stained them with shame. For the British had captured a hill for a night, but the world saw people who die for their right. We didn't win, but we proved what we were, and Lexington's spark became something much bigger. From that hill rose the word that no tyrant could still. The Americans fight, and they always will. Hold the line, don't give in, don't give ground. Let them fear every step of the flags they surround. Though we bend, though we burn, though the cost becomes real, freedom's price is remembered on Bunker Hill. Hold the line, hold the line. Take your aim, hold your fire till you see white of eyes. We will not break today, we will not compromise. We were born to stand free on this Bunker Hill. Hold the line, keep your heart, keep your will. Let the world know that liberty cannot be killed. Hold the line. Hold the line. We lost that hill, no use pretending we didn't. But we shattered their pride, and they never forgot it. That was the moment the empire learned fear. For they saw that Americans bleed and still persevere. Hold your fire till you see white of eyes. We will not break today, and we will not compromise. We were born to stand free on this Bunker Hill. Hold the line, keep your heart, keep your will. Let the world know that liberty cannot be killed. Hold the line. Hold the line. I remember the heat more than anything. Philadelphia in July. I wasn't a statesman, just a tradesman who ran errands, shook hands and shared ale. Knew a few of them before history knew their names. One was a printer with ink on his cuffs, one a lawyer who paced when he thought, one a planter who stood quiet but carried thunder in his voice. When they signed that paper, it didn't feel like poetry. It felt like stepping off a cliff and deciding to fall on purpose. We believed the worst was behind us, we were wrong. 'Cause once those names were signed, they weren't just ink anymore. They were targets. The British didn't see patriots, they saw traitors with addresses. Red coats rode with lists, they broke doors, they seized land. They hunted men I laughed with the year before. That July courage cost more than any of us guessed. Supplies ran thin, shoes wore through. Promises from Congress didn't keep out the rain. That's when the talk changed. Some men who had joined in July packed up quiet in December. They said they'd done their part, said they had farms to save. They were called summer soldiers, sunshine patriots. I watched them leave, no drums, no speeches, just footprints fading in the snow. We rocked our feet in cloth, we shared crusts like communion, and I thought about that room in July, about the steady hand signing, about how certain it had seemed that freedom was beginning. Indeed it was. But it began with loss, with homes taken, with families scattered, with friends sleeping under false names. The lowest point of the war didn't come when we signed. It came after, when the shine wore off, and only the cost remained. July was courage in public, winter was courage alone. Because they had looked into the mouths of the storm and chosen the fight anyway. Every frozen night at Valley Forge, every widow's door kicked in, every son buried in unmarked snow was the exact price they had already agreed to pay. And they would pay it again, 'cause freedom, once glimpsed, is worth more than comfort, more than safety, more than life itself. The cost was everything. The reward was everything that mattered. Because some prices are so God steps aside and lets men pay their These are the times that try men's souls. These are the times that try men's souls. Tyranny like hell is not easily conquered. These are the times that try men's souls. Tyranny like hell is not easily conquered. The summer soldier and the sunshine patriot will, in this crisis, shrink from the service of their country. But he that stands and now deserves the love and thanks of man and woman. These are the times that try men's souls. Tyranny like hell is not easily conquered. These are the times that try men's souls. Tyranny like hell is not easily conquered. These are the times that try men's souls. Tyranny like hell is not easily conquered. These are the times that try men's souls. Yet we have this consolation with us, that the harder the conflict, the more glorious the triumph. These are the times that try men's souls. Tyranny like hell is not easily conquered. What we obtain too cheap, we esteem too lightly. It is dearness only that gives everything its value. Heaven knows how to put a proper price upon its goods. These are the times that try men's souls. Tyranny like hell is not easily conquered. These are the times that try men's souls. Tyranny like hell is not easily conquered. And it will be strange indeed if so celestial an article as freedom should not be highly rated.
Boom. Let's bring that one in. I think I was supposed to stop there, was I? Hopefully. Yeah, before Watch the Water, right?
Yeah, this would be the lowest part of the war. The last song, American Crisis, if anybody did pick up, that's actually The lyrics are directly out of the pamphlet American Crisis by Thomas Paine. And it was during that first hard winter, not the Valley Forge winter, but the Delaware Crossing winter, the winter of '76. That's when we signed the Declaration of Independence. The song Parchment the Peril talked a little bit about how they became targets, and how things actually got worse for them and their families after they signed, leading into the pamphlet American Crisis, where we had to try to get this resolve back. Like the summer soldiers and the Sunshine Patriots, these are the people who in the summertime thought fighting for freedom was, the cool thing to do. But then once the hard times came, they left. And so that's set up a little bit both in those last two songs as well. What'd you think?
Oh, dude, I loved it. And it's funny because it's kind of like resembles, kind of what we dealt with whenever you want to call that last administration, right? Like we needed to see how bad it could be, right? And then like we were great under Trump and everybody wanted to fight under Trump. And then when it seemed like it got a little tough, we did have a lot of people that kind of took off, right? Like we had a lot of people that kind of were like, no, I'm not feeling this movement anymore, because it wasn't easy then, right? And comparably to back then, like we got easy compared to back then, right? And I know the corruption's probably a million times worse now, but the things that they went through, I mean, when people take the time to look at historically, like I like to say, like the Star Spangled Banner, right? Like that, oh say can you see, right? Like people say, like you read the song all the time, but when you read the story behind it, and that's kind of what I very much enjoy this stuff too, because we're getting a historical lesson as we go, and a lot of things people maybe forgot. And yeah, I just find it's crazy too, like the Durham and the Clintons and all this, that, and the other that seem to be matching up, and many other things I just found to be very, very interesting. But I do love this. I love going back, and I think it's important that we keep roots to our history, right? And we need to understand that, like, again, like I mentioned earlier, we did this for what? I don't even know, was it 3% tax on tea or something like that? It was very small, right? But back then it was probably, oh my goodness, we just left here because we didn't want to pay taxes to you, and now you want us to pay taxes here. So it was much different. But yeah, dude, I'm very much enjoying the trip down memory lane. I'm very reminiscent like that.
Yeah, I said, I feel like my spirit is renewed after listening to this album, and I created it. So it's that's why it feels inspired. It's a grittier, more real, depiction of what the price of freedom was. And it continues with the rest of this album. The next song begins to speak more about the leadership, which any good revolution needs a good leader as well. Side note, American Crisis, I got General Flynn actually stole that song off my Twitter page and posted it on his Facebook and his Instagram and
awesome.
His Telegram. So we even have our general interacting with us on this. But this one, this song's called "The Winter We Followed Him." If you want to just stop it for a moment after this song too, that'd be great. But this is a very important song. This is the Delaware Crossing Winter.
All right, let's pop this bad boy out. We'll get you over here. And again, this one is "The Winter We Followed Him." Bada bing. Here we go.
Let me tell you about the winter we followed him. You ask what kind of man stood before us that year, when the world called us traitors and hope disappeared. He wasn't a king, wasn't born into power, just a leader who rose when the dark hour neared. He walked where we walked and he bled as we bled, yet he carried the weight of a nation instead. When the world said surrender, he answered, not yet, not while liberty lives, not while I draw breath. We had lost more than battles, we had buried our friends, watched the flag falling back again and again. Our bellies were empty, our boots turned to rags, and the cause we had sworn felt too heavy to drag. But Washington never let doubt take his voice. He didn't rule us with fear, he led us with choice. Freedom is priceless, he said, through the cold, and I'll fight for it even if I fight it alone. Came down like a fist from the sky, and the army grew quiet, too frozen to cry. Yet that Christmas night, when the storm wouldn't spare us, he said history waits for no soldier but the fearless. His courage lit a fire no winter could smother, and one by one each man turned to help the other, not for glory, not for pay or renown, but because he believed, so we would not back down. We'd follow that man into darkness ahead. If he stepped into danger, we'd march there instead. The river was violence, ice biting the oars, death waiting just inches from each frozen shore. Yet he stood at the bow like a man made of stone, shouldering fears he'd never let us own. Our fingers were cracking, our heartbeat unsteady, but he never asked us for more than he'd carry if he was stepping forward through dread and despair. Then every last one of us followed him there. Then Trenton hit fast, gunpowder and thunder, a gamble that split British confidence under. What began with defeat in the months of before flipped the power of empires in a single roar. That moment didn't end the long war we were in, but it proved we could fight, and it proved we could win. His courage lit a fire no winter could smother, and brothers in arms held the line for each other. We fought not for riches, nor kingdoms, nor crowns, but because he believed, so we never backed down. And from that frozen river the whole world would see, freedom is worth every pain to be free. Now I sing as an old man with memory scarred, still seeing him strong at the bow of the barge. Not a general of glory, but a man who put us first, who held up a dream through a winter of hurt. So if you speak of that war, remember him true. For America breathes free, because he carried us through.
Very, very cool. Let's let this one start off here. Dude, and little George Washington action there. What he had some miraculous things happen too. Like I remember hearing Ben Carson talking about how the guy got shot so many times, and how some Indian chief wanted to meet the guy that his people shot at least 20 times. And I mean, he had bullets in his jacket and his hair, and somehow he never got taken out. So godly, perhaps?
I heard stories about him changing horses mid-battle, mid-gallop, because the one he's on gets shot. There's stories about the side he had to deal with sickness like malaria, another sickness, hemorrhoids, tooth issues,
Wooden teeth, he said he
and
had, right?
yeah, he had teeth issues, definitely. That's like some of the worst pain, honestly, in my opinion. Um,
And no
what a
shoes
miracle,
too,
though.
right? They have like no shoes
It
when they
is,
went.
and he was massive compared to the people of the time frame as well. He was a giant.
It was like 6'4", 6'5", or something like that, right? Pretty
Yeah,
sure he was a big
yeah,
dude. Incredible. Yeah, I mean, so, yeah, I mean, people forget all the things that they went through and the weather. You know, the fact that they crossed they crossed on the Durham boats in the freezing weather like that, and basically they took the Hessians by surprise, apparently, right?
yeah.
But that wouldn't
That,
have
that
been
was
comfortable.
that song. That was the first major win. Like, Washington lost more battles than he won. Also, that doesn't get told in the history books. But up until that point, we lost Bunker Hill. We got pushed back from New York all the way to almost to Philadelphia. It was loss after loss after loss, and our Patriots kept on persevering. And this was their first win, and it came on a Christmas night, crossing a icy river. It was it's quite inspiring. But that was he gave it was the Continental Army. He were struggling to be paid at the time, and they were doing all of this, and this was their first win, and that's why I wanted to actually stop at this point, because like in the chronological order of this album, that was how many songs have we listened to so far, and that was really the first like win of the
Really?
American Revolution. It came well after even the signing of the Declaration of Independence. Um,
Yeah,
the next two songs are more of an individual stories that tell of the same spirit of taking losses and turning them into wins, because I think that is something that is almost unique to us Americans, to tell you the truth.
wow. And yeah, so that was song 8 out of 12, and so we finally got a victory at song 8. Yeah, it wasn't
Yeah.
easy, right? It was definitely a difficult thing, and again, too, just technology, the tools that they had, the clothing that they had wasn't sufficient, and apparently, from what I understand, they had to take the Haitians, any clothes that they had that their army did not have, and you're right, they were having problems paying the people there, and he kept having to basically tell them like, hey, like stick with me, essentially, right? So that was a tough scenario to put forth. So, which one? This one's "Watch the Water," huh? Uh-huh.
This one's a very powerful song.
Been told "Watch the Water" a few times as well, along our journey here. So I'm going to stop after this one here. Then we'll
Play the next. You can play this one and Boom, which are kind of both kind of titled after stuff we kind of get into.
Sounds good. Let's rock it out. And yeah, I like that too. Hey, you even named one of the songs after one of my shows. Thanks for that one, Enoch. All right, let's pull this bad boy on here. Let's pull this off. And here we go, guys. Boom times. Watch the Water.
Thought our hands were made for less. Bread and thread and keeping dress. They never guessed what hands can do when there's nothing left to lose. I learned to count by what was gone. Another loaf, another dawn. Salt in the air, smoke in my clothes. 6 small hearts beating while the door stayed closed. They took my husband across the bay. Left me the nights and the things they say. Red coats sleeping where children lay. Watching my hands as I prayed the fear away. I buried fear like I buried dead. Spoke with my eyes, not what I said. Then a neighbor came with a shaken plea. He needed a signal no soldier would see.
Watch the water. Ice the water. Watch the water. Watch the water.
Send it right in front of their eyes. In the honest work of a woman's life, nothing hidden, nothing fast, just doing what was needed to get through each day. They're looking hard for knives and ink, for whisper plans and men who think they never see what's always there. I send it breathing in open air. You don't speak plain when the noose is near, when every word can disappear. Truth has to learn to change its skin, or it never makes it out again. I scrubbed their floors, I served their bread, felt their stairs crawl across my dress. He joked too close, said I should smile, asked if I'd like help just for a while. I measured days by the children fed, by who stayed warm, by who stayed dead, by whether the fever passed us by whether tonight I'd live or die. The roads were washed, the farms were searched, no letter safe, no rider free. So I hung the coat on my backyard line to tell the boatman where to be. Watch the water, watch the water, watch the water, watch the water. I send it right in front of their eyes, in the honest work of a woman's life. Nothing hidden, nothing fast, just doing what was needed to get through each day. They're looking hard for knives and ink, for whisper plans and men who think they never see what's always there. I send it breathing in open air. The road was watch the water worse. The message had to learn to curse and bless itself at the same time. To cross a day, to cross a line. Some nights the weight near split my chest. Footsteps circling like a test. Questions asked with a smiling thread, like mercy was something I might owe yet. If caught I'd hang, my children marked. My name turned curse, my home turned dark. But hunger teaches a heart a truth. You don't survive by waiting in mute. Watch the water, watch the water, watch the water, watch the water. Across the sound the water knew it carried what I couldn't say. Black petticoat meant stay away. White cloths told the cove was safe that day. The message was sent to John Bolton's hand, rolled north to George Washington. The redcoat's location known, so a march slipped free. Men lived who were meant to bleed. I never heard a word of thanks, no ribbon tied, no honored rank. I took it down at break of day and went back to surviving anyway. Watch the water, watch the water, watch the water, watch the water. I send it right in front of their eyes, on a simple line they passed by twice. No cipher crack, no code betrayed, just a woman's work they couldn't wait. Black or white in the morning breeze, it turned the war while they were deceived. No gun, no drum, no battle cry, just freedom hanging out to dry. I didn't know if we would win, I only knew what losing meant. So I risked my life for something true, because freedom matters more than any pain. Watch the water, watch the water, watch the water.
Nancy was not a fighter, no rows of guns, not a flagship meant to scare anyone. She carried gunpowder, shot bread, the things that keep an army breathing, that made her worth chasing. Redcoats drove us down the coast, forced us where the water turns thin and mean. We ran her aground on purpose, left the whole bite sand, let her look finished. What stayed aboard stayed for a reason. I volunteered to stay near, no speech, no just a slow fuse and the weight of no wind. They came rowing in like the work was done, laughing, relaxed, boots hitting deck like they already owned it. Betty did not smell the powder below. That ship was a held breath. They thought it was over, stomp on deck. Grinning like kings, never saw the threat. Smoke fuse was lit, countdown in bloom. No stopping this pain now. Watch it boom, 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 boom. Walk too proud, burn it down. Walk too proud, no safe ground. Walk too proud, feel the boom. I struck the fire below deck. The fuse hissed like it was alive. There was no running man, only counting heartbeats and praying the marsh was close enough. The blast tore the inlet apart. Fire lifted the ship like it wanted the sky. What became Nine's eye and screamed. The water rose and vanished. The sound went through bone to eat it. Then silence dropped hard, nothing left there. I lay in the reach, shaking, mouth full of mud and smoke, watching pieces of the Nancy fall back down. They thought it was over, stomp on deck. Training like kings, never saw the threat. Slow fuse was lit, countdown and boom. No stopping this pain now. Watch it boom, 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 boom. Walk too proud, burn it down. Walk too proud, no safe ground. Walk too proud, feel the boom. Ship destroyed, supplies denied. What they did not right was how quiet they moved after. How careful their boats became, how every prize now felt like a question. Years later I still hear it sometimes. Not the blast but the moment before it. That held breath, that joy. He did not win there. He showed them something worse.
Boom. Thought before that one. Dude, now that was interesting too, and I think that that makes a good point in that it reminds people that not only were the men going through certain things, but the women were also going through things, helping, and also not wondering if their men are coming back alive or not. But also, as you saw with the woman, putting up a certain dress and kind of giving people hat tips and things like that, right?
So that was the story of Anna Strong. She was she got approached by a neighbor. Well, first of all, her husband got taken away in a prison ship. And then the redcoats were quartering at her house. She had to take care of them while she was still trying to feed her kids. She lost a few of her children to disease during this time, and she was also essayed,
Yeah.
by the troops. Um, so this story is passed down from her family. None of the records actually exist because she was actually part of the Culper spy ring. The Culper spy ring had to be. I had to have a song that incorporated the Culper spy ring on this album, but I also wanted to have a song that told from the woman's perspective, and that's
Mm.
why I think it became one of the more emotional songs because you feel it. Uh, they they were just as part of our rebel heart as we were, and just in different ways. So that story tells this. She lived on the edge of a cove,
Mm.
and there's like 7 inlets on this cove, but the British only had like 4 patrol ships. So each morning she would hang on her clothesline a coded message uh, that would allow patriots that are trying to meet up with George Washington's army
Hmm.
to get across the inlet undetected. So she saved countless people's lives and helped grow Washington's army all by herself. And
That's
meanwhile,
crazy.
she was putting up with all that. Side note: Benjamin Talmadge was the leader of the Culper spy ring, who reported directly to Washington. His alias in the spy ring was John Bolton.
You can't make this stuff up, dude. I mean, you know what I mean? And then people are like, why does Trump have this Bolton guy around? I'm like, well, it's to intimidate people.
And what did he get busted for?
Oh shit! What did was it leaking or oh yeah, classified materials, right?
Yeah, pretty much spying, passing on classified documents.
Just can't make this stuff up, bro. You just, I mean, I love it. I mean, it's just so coincidental. Wink, wink.
And then the
Coincidental.
song "Boom"
I love that.
was
Yeah.
about the ship called the Nancy. She was a merchant ship for us, but she was getting chased down in the bay by the British patrols as well, and so they ran her aground on purpose and waited for the redcoats, a garrison of the redcoats, to board the ship, and they blew the ship up.
Oh, nice. Little
Um,
trap attack there.
that was at Turtle Gut Inlet, which is actually a place where Trump's given a couple speeches as well.
Nice.
Um,
Very
yeah.
nice. So yeah, and I like that. I like the beat on that one too. Boom, boom. Now I know "Live Free or Die" from being up in New England. That's the motto of New Hampshire. It's on their license plates. "Live free or die." So what are we getting into here for these last?
Well,
Oh,
let me
last
set
two.
up the
Oh, that was
yeah.
three more.
Let me set these up. Then we can play these in a row as well.
Sure.
But "Live Free or Die" is you can't have a song about the American Revolution if you don't include the Battle of Yorktown, which was our defining battle, which really won us the war. And so this song, "Live Free or Die," is actually um, about the Battle of Yorktown. But I thought it would be interesting to tell the story in the perspective of General Cornwallis, who
Nice.
was this surrendering British officer there at Yorktown. So in this song, he's pretty much describing what he learned fighting us. And I thought it was a really interesting way to say that. But a bit of history in this song as well is in New York at the time, the commander in chief of the British Armed Forces was General Henry Clinton, General H. Clinton. So that's also incorporated into this song. Uh, um, the last song on the album is called "Echoes," and it will tie everything else that we've listened to in this album together into one song. And if it would be what it makes more sense listening to that song after you hear the rest of them than it would be just by itself.
Yeah.
Um, But yeah, these are both of these songs. I think are very powerful. I'd love to hear what you think about them after we listen to them.
Absolutely, I'm loving them so far, and I know the people in the chat are, just from me looking over there quick, I'm seeing, oh, beautiful, gorgeous, love to see this. People need to see, people need to talk about this with their children and stuff like that. So yeah, definitely resonating with the folks out there, and that's what we're here to do, highlight all this good stuff. And let's play this bad boy here, and then we'll get some feedback on these last two. Boom, boom. Let's see. Pull this one off here. I'll pull you up, and then here we go. The last two of the afternoon here, ladies and gentlemen. We got Live Free and Die, followed by Echoes. And I've been loving these so far as well. So here we go. The last one, Live Free or Die, and then Echoes. And here we go, guys. Boom.
I calculated every move, every payoff, every risk. You played a different game, infinite stakes. No defection possible when freedom is non-negotiable. Surrender stops being rational for you. And eventually for me. You know my name from where it fell, the hush that followed shot and shell. I crossed the ocean, victories bright, with drums and banners, red cold might. We seized your ports, we burned your towns, marched scarlet ranks through fallen crowns. Yet every field we claimed with fire left roots we could not pull entire. Endowed with rights no crown could give, you fought to die or freely live. I chose Yorktown by chart and pen, the river at my back again. The Chesapeake, my open door, the fleet would come and end this war. From New York, Clinton sent his word, the ships were sailing, relief assured. I trusted orders, rank and crown, and waited for the tide to turn it all around. In all the rights no crown could give, you fought to die or freely live. You lost the battles, won the war, defeats that healed and made you more. We owned the guns, the gold, the field, yet couldn't break your soul that wouldn't yield. You bled and fell, yet rose unbound, fueled by a fire we never found. The rebel heart we scorned and spurned outlasted all the fields we burned. Endowed with rights no crown could give, you fought to die or freely live. The trenches crept closer every night, quiet men in the flickering light. Not rabble wild but steady ranks, sharing bread along the banks. Washington moved while Clinton slept, cut every road where my hope was kept. He won the field and won the weight, while I clung to promises too late. Endowed with rights no crown could give, you fought to die or freely live. I scanned the sea for British sails, watched every letter turn to tales. Clinton's courage faded fast, the fleet he swore would come never passed. Reinforcements promised, then denied, a distant throne, a broken pride. You turned your hunger into fire, your suffering into something higher. Endowed with rights no crown could give, you fought to die or freely live. You lost the battles, won the war, defeats that healed and made you more. We owned the guns, the gold, the field, yet couldn't break your soul that wouldn't yield. You bled and fell, yet rose unbound, fueled by a fire we never fought to die or freely live. Flags drank victory in silken rags, but triumphs fade like morning dew when men refuse to yield to you. Your strength was never cannon or steel, but the unbreakable bond you could feel, not for a throne across the sea, but for the brother who fought to stay free. I thought men marched for flags and drums, for orders barked and battles won. But watching you I learned too late what made you stand when hope was gone. Not just to live, but choose your way to stand unarmed, unbought, uncaged. You named it plain and paid the price. Give me liberty or give me death. Live free or die. Commander-in-chief with a crown on his chest, H. Clinton thought the empire knew best. Ships in the harbor, troops on the land, but Yorktown closed like a tightening hand. George Washington, patient, played the long game, waited for the moment to call history's name. Cannon spoke when the time was right. One last stand, one final fight. Empire bent, the war was done. A nation born when the battle was won. Different ballots, same kind of war. H. Clinton again, headline roar. Trump took the field, no powdered wig, but the upset landed just as big. They said no chance, they said no way. Then the map lit red on election day. Different weapons, same surprise. Power never sees the foe coming from its blind side. It's ain't muskets, drums, and fight, but it's the same damn fight for the soul and life. No red coats lined up in a row, but lines are drawn, and everybody first ones in vision. A second American Revolution. Just a name carved in ink. Back when the colony stood on the brink. Benjamin Thomas moving silent, moving bold. Alias on his tongue, seeker's bottom soul. Ink state letter, riders in the night. Truth had to hide just to survive the fight. Fast formal frames, same name on the page. John Gordon, modern center of the stage. Classified boxes, doors left wide. Loose lips, loose papers, nowhere to hide. Then and now, the same lesson learned. Hand to the fire or the whole thing burns. Names repeat, but the roles get flipped. History comes back when the mask gets slipped. This ain't muskets, drums, and fire, but it's the same damn fight for the soul in life. No red coats lined up in a row, a line to draw, and everybody knows we're living now what the first ones envisioned. A second American Revolution. Slow and wide, out or below, deaf inside, could give to the crown, or so they thought. Let the rebels have something else and reply. They let it doubt, let the enemy cheer, then let the fuse made the message clear. Bones shook the brown, fire kissed the sky. Sometimes the trap is letting him try. Victory doesn't always charge at all. Sometimes you win by letting them be wrong. The glow shift under polished shoes, and lossy pulling feds they never see you. No cards falling, deals undone, taking down Democrats one by one. No speeches loud, no warning bells. They pull the thread and watch it unravel. This ain't muskets, drums, and fire, but it's the same damn fight for soul and life. No red coats lined up in a row, lines are drawn, and everybody knows we're living now what the first ones envisioned. A second American Revolution. In the river, breath in the air. Durham bows cutting through night and prayer. Washington stands soaked to the bone, crossing that river with men who grown no glory than to slave and will. A quiet step where history stands still. Men are tied arms in the dream, but the crossing changed everything. Poured and broke with a brand new fight. Or came through the longest night. Burbank found in an FBI roamed Urban X pulled from the glue. What they buried, what they tried to stall, might tilt the boy, might change it all. Helping Trump like the river did then. Not
Awesome stuff, dude. And actually, before we even get your, I'll pull you back on here. Actually, let me pull this back to your stuff here. Your deal up on the screen here. So before I give you my comment on that one, let me read you a very kind Rumble rant. Here we go. $5 Rumble rant from Q Fan Addict says, Enoch, you so need to get these to Bannon. It's a combination of all of his passions and wheelhouse. American history, vintage rebel music. He'd most likely promote the ish out of it. Amazing, priceless, with exclamation points on both of those. So that's pretty much the consensus of a lot of the people in the chat, that they really enjoyed the music and the visuals that went with it, and of course the story. And that's crazy, dude, right? Getting the perspective of Cornwallis, like well, we can't beat these people. Like, we tried everything. Great stuff, dude. I'm loving it.
Yeah, I really feel like I'm driven right now to get this in front of as many eyes as possible, because I think just if you watch it, you'll feel something.
Yeah.
And I think it's something that's kind of needed in our community, and it's the perfect timing of it, the America 250. But yeah, I'm in the process of trying to get. I'm going to be attending the what is the Reawaken America tour in Tulsa, Oklahoma, the weekend of the 19th and 20th of June.
Nice.
I'm really trying to get some of this played, maybe even in between speakers and stuff there. Yeah, I just don't know how to get it to people. Like, I mean, I approached you. I'm like, this is, would you please, pretty much let me share this with your audience? Because it ended up something greater than what I ever expected, and what I feel, even continuing to listen to it and watch it, even being the creator, it's something that still touches me, and motivates me. Like, whether it's the news blast or being cued or organizing mega paloozas or whatever it is. Like, I just know I need to keep on finding ways to help be part of the show and not just sit back and enjoy the show.
Exactly. And that's what I think Q's gotten a lot of bad rap with that. And I think, to a certain extent, certain people are just kind of sitting back. But I have to say also, there are a lot of people in our movement that stood up and started getting involved with local politics, school unions, boards, etc. So, yeah, I think, some people maybe kind of did that as well, but I think also there's some people that kind of stood up. But one thing I think we can't deny is that there are a lot more people now are aware of what's going on, and I can speak for myself at least here. I mean, I was asleep at the wheel, essentially, right? Like, oh yeah, they got our best interests in mind. The government's going to do, the best for the people. But again, we need these reminders to, what kind of people these people are, the authoritarians, essentially. Like, they never want to give up any ground, and you're always going to be kind of clawing your way back. So I think, this is a good reminder of where we've been and where we're going. And actually, Enoch, let me follow that one up too, because there was another great comment by the same person who dropped the Rumble rant, and I just wanted to say, because it was talking about the Winter Soldiers as well. Here, let me see if I can find it. Q Fanatic said, this is precisely why I get so angry with Sunshine Patriots griping about, quote, not happening fast enough. Shame on them. They clearly have no idea what those before us truly sacrificed, right? And that's kind of what your video showed, is the sacrifice that these brave men and, of course, women that we've seen that were part of the spy, went through horrible things. Losing family members, being assaulted, all while still spying and trying to, further the movement, essentially. So, what we're doing now is kind of like a drop in the bucket compared to what they went through back then. So I think it's really great reminder for our kids, especially, right? Like, this is something our kids have been out of touch with for a very long time, in my opinion.
You're not the first one to bring up how children actually might enjoy this series of historical videos as well. I didn't think about it when I was creating it, but you're absolutely right. Like, what are they even teaching anymore? Are they and these give people like something that our community does. We encourage people researching for themselves.
Yeah.
So like even when it comes down to these stories, many of these stories, a lot of people never even heard. Period. Like
Mm.
like the story of the Nancy, the story of Anna Strong, the story of how when we signed the Declaration of Independence, it led to the lowest point of the war. Like these are real and they're tangible, but we don't hear them talked about. But to present them in a way that makes people feel them, to make me feel them, you feel them, the chat feel them. It's to me that's why I say I feel like this was something I'm inspired to share this right now, and I think it's even if I just have a chance to touch a few people and like encourage them to keep fighting in our current revolution, because
Yeah.
that's what we need is like we need to understand that it's not another these aren't just 4-year elections that are going on. These are well the change that we're trying to inspire is generational. And even someone like me who doesn't have children knows the value of putting in the time and effort to change the world.
Yeah, absolutely. And Cisco in the chat says, "Yeah, I'm gonna show this one to the kids. I'm gonna show it to the kids. Bet on that." And Wheezy says, "Good history lesson for sure. I did get history in my day as well as history goes." So yeah, I mean, just a lot of great, a lot of great feedback in the chat here, and I'm kind of going over. Uh, whether Bannon's our friend, I don't know. We'll find out about that in the long run. I mean, I'm not gonna ask people to take sides and put an opinion out there, but again, and you guys know I've always made fun of Bannon just for and this is the only thing I've always made fun. Have you ever I'm sure you've heard him do interviews, right? And he has somebody come on, then all of a sudden he's like, hang, haw, 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 hang. He just totally interrupts them. But that's the only thing I bagged on him about. But we don't know it until the end, I think, until a lot of these things are fully exposed, who's playing good guy, bad guy, or whatever. So I think it's not really fair to lump anybody into any category for certain right now.
I'm actually pretty lucky to not be a content consumer when it comes down to things like this. And he was never pointed out to me in the Q drops, so I wasn't ever paid attention really to much of anything. I don't have much to add to the conversation, is what I'm saying. It's the
That's
same
fine.
with It's the same with Bongino too. Like I know everyone likes to, especially social media. They like to do what is the drama of the day.
Yeah,
Um,
right.
you know, uh, I that's what the blessing is. It's just reporting on things that happen. Not one time have I ever had to like include anybody's podcast in a news blast. So,
Yeah.
um,
And dude, that's a great thing too that you do too. The putting out the news blast too, because like you said before, it kind of just cuts to the stuff that you want to know, and you don't have to watch this, that, and the other. And I think people are too. I think people are too focused on that right now. Like, oh, is this guy a good guy? Is this guy a bad guy? And I'm just let stuff play out, guys. Right? People are going to expose themselves to good people. Like the cream of the crop will rise to the top, right? And the people that are bad will end up sizzling down to the bottom. So just give them time, and whatever you think about whoever, you might be right, you could be wrong though. So that's why I don't really like to bag on people too much, because we don't know, who's doing what and for why. You meet up with certain people, but maybe you're doing that to get information off of them. And I'm not saying that's, particular for Bannon or anybody else, but I'm just saying we don't know exactly what's going on. But back to your stuff, dude. That was absolutely great, dude. And I'll be happy to share it, of course, as much as I can. I'll repost it. Now, I see you put it on YouTube as well. Do you have a Rumble channel as well? I think you do. I think one of my mods maybe dropped your Rumble channel.
I do. So this is what I'm doing with the album. Right now, I just uploaded all the videos to the YouTube channel because I kind of wanted to go on everyone's show. I could go on and
Mm-hmm.
have something to show. But anywhere that you stream music, Spotify, iTunes, Apple Music, it's going to be released under the artist name Enoch Rising on March 3rd, as an album. And I also actually have hard copies of CDs that I don't even actually have a CD player, but I was asked to get some CDs, possibility to make CDs. So I have a link if anybody wants to purchase a CD. It would support my work, because again I'm completely independent. Everything I do is, I don't care about the money part of it, but I do need to raise money to do the mega paloozas, and stuff like that.
Which is
And
awesome. So where can I find that link? Do you have it? Maybe you can drop it in the chat or in our.
Yeah, I can grab it real quick.
Yeah, put in our chat thing here on Zoom, and then I'll drop it in. Or if you want to just drop it right into the chat yourself, and then I'll share it to the other ones as well. So that way everybody has it. And yeah, guys, if where are you going to be doing the camping this year? Do you know already?
Well, I know for sure I'll be doing it in Nuevo County, Michigan, the weekend of July 17th, because I do that one every year. I
Nice.
am looking to the northern Georgia mountains at one of the weekends in August. There was a resort there that was super, super kind to me. And it'll be one of the first times I go back to a spot, but it was so near Dahlonega, Georgia, in August. And there might be more, but I'll be in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Now, let me just mention this. Any spot that you can meet up with Patriots is worth attending. Even if you even if you don't go to sit in the conference room, but the Patriots you meet there, you get to meet up with there, the meals you get to have with them, it's all worth it. And so, like, I'm going to be going to the Tulsa, Oklahoma event the weekend of June 19th and 20th. If anybody's going, meet up with me. I'd love to hang out at the hotel and smoke some cigarettes or go out to
Or
a
something
meal
else.
or something like that. But I was gonna do a massive like Megapalooza, a week-long one this year, but I couldn't find a spot within 40 miles of Mount Rushmore. That's where I wanted to do it for the weekend of July 4th. And I also was gonna do it where they were gonna have the Great American State Fair, which was originally gonna be in what was it, Iowa? At the Iowa State Fairgrounds?
State Fair, yeah, I believe Iowa.
But it's been moved to the National Mall in DC. So I'm actually gonna go down to DC for the week leading up to and check out the Great American State Fair. And I think Trump's doing the largest fireworks display in the history of the world for the 4th of July down there as well. So I won't be doing a Megapalooza that weekend, but if anybody does want to meet up, I'm more than happy to, because I love just, again, you guys don't realize how important it is meeting up with fellow patriots. It's one of the most important things we can do.
Yeah, we had a lot of people, that meet up definitely report the same.
Yep. And then August in northern Georgia. You can follow my account over there. You have it up on screen. Or I think you do, right?
Yep.
And I'll do updates. I'm kind of a weird account to follow, so bear with me. I do all sorts of stuff, whether I'm making albums or doing daily news blasts or organizing Megapalooza events or doing a QD code, every 3 months or so. I'm kind of all over the place. I wear many hats, and so does my avatar. So
that's good though. Let me pull this one over. So yeah, this is just like an example. If you guys have you've been in a hole for the last 8 years or so, and you've not seen a news blast, here's basically a typical news blast for the 25th. 10 FBI staffers who worked on Mar-a-Lago case fire. Larry Summers to leave Harvard. U.S. judge rules Trump policy of third country deportations unlawful. So you get the quick, rundown of what's going on there. And so that's definitely a good follow, guys. If you are, let me do it like this. How do I do it? There we go. I'll just share you guys like that out there so you guys have them. And give Enoch a follow. I got his X, I believe, in the description box at least. And I will update those to have the Rumble and the YouTube. Well,
I'm dropping the link to, if anybody wanted to purchase a hard copy of the album Echoes of Liberty into your chats right now.
They do make these things called DVDs now. You can make a DVD album with the visuals as well.
It's exactly what I heard last night as well.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
I have to look into it. I'm more savvy with, let's say, my fingers in the dirt than on the keyboard.
Gotcha.
But it is something I can do. So.
Same here. All right, let me drop this in the chat and just thank a couple folks before we get out of here. Over on the Foxhole, where we got Sean Joe dropping a can. No messages on any of these, so I'm just going to simply say thank you to Minnesota Girl for the cookie. Lizzie B, thank you for the cookie. Just fed up with the can. Lizzie B with another can. Lizzie B yet another can. And then the last one is my T Patriot with a phone, and I'm releasing those scratchings over there. Boom. And the last thing I have to thank is my lovely World Patriots over on D Live, where P Dancer, Patriot Chick, and Saint Cosmic, you're gonna love this one, dude. And just so you know, It's a deer and a pickle. Okay, so you're gonna hear me say something that's gonna sound pretty nasty, but it's a deer and it's a pickle. So Saint Cosmic Dildo, thank you for being the top 3 contributors over there on D Live. And the icon is literally, or it used to be, a little a deer with like made up to look like a pickle kind of. So it was funny. And dude, I've seen some great funny names. You know, still one of the funniest of mine is that one, and Slick Willie's Willie. I don't know if he's in the chat right now, but that was one of my favorite screen names going back. Slick Willie's Willie.
Hey, I saw in the chat today someone still thinks I'm a female. I haven't gotten that. I haven't gotten that in like 4 years. My elEnochle, like you take ELEN, elEnochle. It looks like.
Yeah, no, I always was like, what the hell is that about? So was it Enoch was taken and you had to add the LE? Okay, that's what
I basically had just added some bookends. Is really how I describe them.
Hey, that's how it goes. Sometimes people take your name and stuff, and so that has to be. You gotta do what you gotta do. So let me make sure I released the.
I also I didn't want to put Q in my name, like a lot of people had done. So I was like, I'm gonna put my avatar as a Qbert instead.
No, I liked it, and I tried to get this graphic up, but it was for the whole video Bree made and the thumbnail she made. You guys saw it before you clicked on it. Just sometimes when I resize these images, and it's no fault of hers, it's OBS does this stupid thing where it resizes the videos out of the screen. So, but dude, I'm happy to share this out to as many folks as I can. And if I'll tell you what too, like they have a resharing thing on Rumble, so I'll go over there and I'll click reshare on all of those as well. Do you have it set up as a playlist like you do here on Rumble, or is it just kind of upload? No, I don't know if they do that there.
I couldn't find. And the reason I haven't uploaded to Rumble yet is because I can't found where I could make it a playlist. And I want to release it as an album first, so I'll probably upload it to Rumble after March 3rd.
Yeah, because I'm not. That's a question I have too. I'm not even sure if you can. I would assume that you can, but my guess is I don't know. I've never tried to, but I would assume that you can. So.
But you can follow me there anyway. Anyone's into weird gaming streams and maybe some heavy metal streams. I don't do the political commentary as streams because you guys, I do this all day. I do the news blast. I'm on top of things all day, and like I go to stream when I punch out. Like that's my recreation.
We're addicted to it. I think is the best way to say, a little different. We're addicted to social media.
Yeah, I just started streaming pretty much just a few months ago.
What's that channel? You said Enoch Rising? Was it over there on Rumble?
On Rumble, I'm at elEnochle.
Oh, okay.
My original name. It's the streaming services. My artist name, my music I've been making, because I've been making other AI songs as well, and uploading them to Spotify. There's some really fun, good ones there.
Gotcha. I found it here. Let me follow. Oh, let me copy that first. Follow. You guys want some heavy metal and some gaming? I think me and Hulk are gonna play some Arc Raiders later on. So, as part of my premium prerequisite for the day. So let me drop this in the chat for the folks. Thank you so much coming on there, brother. I appreciate it, and I very much enjoyed it, as I know a lot of the folks that watched it and I didn't see one jerk off negative comment, so that's always a plus.
Thank you so much, and thank you as well, chat.
Awesome. Hey, thanks, brother. And like I said, I'll share this out to as many people as I can whenever. And good luck in your ventures. And remember, guys, if you're doing any camping, if you want to do any camping in Michigan, July 17th, and then August in Georgia. So follow him over here on X. Or on Rumble. I dropped the links there, but you guys have this one as well, News Blast 17. This was Mr. Enoch with his awesome playlist there, brother. Appreciate it again. You have yourself a good one, my man.
I am.
Awesome. And thank you to the mods again. I can't forget to thank you guys out there. Mods help me out so greatly, so I do appreciate all of your wonderful help. And, of course, at the end of every show, we say, and truly do mean that we appreciate each and every last one of you wonderful world patriots for tuning in out there. And until that next one, tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern, thumbs up, like, and subscribe. Peace.
Hello, guys.
happening in here? That's right, it's Brackets and Jackets, bringing it back for Brackets and Jackets, special Epstein Island edition. That's right, folks, Epstein, Jeffrey Epstein, the man with the island, which is suspiciously close to Haiti. That's right. You see this man, Jeffrey Epstein, is funding lots of people. He's funding lots of people on the street to make sure his shit doesn't get out. That's right. They want the record sealed. And they're paying a lot of people. Epstein's paying a lot of people. Oh boy. For one, he's got a whole Mossad media matrix in America. And I would bet you anything that Alex Jones is one of them. Prove me wrong. That's right, Cappy's in the portal. Cappy's in the portal. Cappy's in the building with songs about Epstein. It's Breakfast Jackets Epstein edition. Guys, I had some epiphanies today. I had some real big epiphanies about some guys. A big network of guys and spies and lies and liars. All right, think about this for a minute, okay? The guy in Portland, the scientist that just got busted for producing CP, that guy is 1 degree of separation away from Epstein. Epstein, the investor that lives in West Palm Beach, Florida. I know a guy who lives in West Palm Beach, Florida as well. Investor as well. Also involved as well. And all is not well with these guys. The Florida boys, the Glow boys, the Scott Israels of the world. You see, Epstein is Hillary Clinton. And Epstein is Haiti. And Epstein is a big network of media assets. By the way, did you know that Steve Bannon was going to that guy for money? Also, Epstein is Epstein Oprah. Epstein is Chris Tucker. You remember him. Epstein is also Kevin Spacey. Epstein is also Prince Andrew. Epstein is also... Who else is Epstein? Who else is Epstein? Tell me. You guys know? Who else is Epstein? Is Epstein Big Pharma? Is Epstein Bryan Singer? Is Epstein Naomi Campbell? Yep, all of the above. All of the above. Who is Epstein? Epstein is the keystone of a whole motherfucking matrix. And once you pull it out, it all falls down. Dersh was there too. That's right, we're dropping red pills every day. Dropping red pills in the best kind of way. This is Brackets and Jackets for the denizens of islands.